Have you ever seen a picture that made you stop and say, "Wait, what?" That is exactly what happened when people saw Ann-Margret's bold photo in a tiny G-string. It left very little to the imagination and it got everyone talking. But here is the thing, this is not just about a photo. This is about a woman who broke the rules, stood out, and made people feel something. So let us go back a bit and find out who Ann-Margret really is, why this photo caused such a stir, and what message it might secretly hold. Stay with us because you might be surprised what this story really means. Ann-Margret was not just a pretty face. She was a force. Born in Sweden and raised in the United States, she started dancing and singing when she was just a kid. By the time she hit her 20s, she was in movies, on stage, and lighting up screens all over the world. People called her the female Elvis. She had that same kind of energy, wild, magnetic, and impossible to ignore. But what really made her stand out was not just her talent, it was her courage to be different. In one now famous photo shoot, Ann-Margret wore a tiny G-string, showing off more skin than most people had ever seen from a star back then. Was it shocking? Was it brave? Also yes. You see, back then, women in the spotlight were expected to be sweet, quiet, and proper. Ann-Margret did not care about those rules. She did what felt true to her. Some people were shocked. Others were impressed. But nearly everyone remembered it. Let us be honest, clothing choices are personal. But when you are famous, your clothes can suddenly become a statement. Ann-Margret's photo made people talk not just about fashion but about freedom. Freedom to show your body. Freedom to be bold. Freedom to be yourself. And for many young women watching her, that message mattered more than the outfit ever could. Here is something you might not know. Behind the flashy photos and powerful poses, Ann-Margret was actually pretty private. She did not run after fame. She often stayed out of the spotlight when she was not working. She chose to be alone at times, not because she was sad, but because she enjoyed peace. That is where the second part of this video title comes in. Be alone. Why is that important? Because in a world full of noise, full of people telling you how to act, what to wear, and who to be, knowing how to be alone is a superpower. Ann-Margret understood that sometimes, being alone does not mean being lonely. It means you know yourself. It means you are not afraid to stand apart. Just like she did with that G-string photo, she stood out. Not to shock people but to be herself. And maybe that is the part people miss when they talk about the photo. It was not just about the clothes, or lack of them. It was about the choice behind them. Her boldness inspired others to be brave in their own way. Some picked up dance. Some tried new fashion. Some just stopped hiding who they really were. And that is powerful. So what can we learn from all of this? That sometimes a picture really is worth 1,000 words. That showing confidence in your skin can send a message louder than any speech. That choosing to be alone sometimes helps you hear your own voice. And maybe, most of all, that being different is not wrong, it is what makes you unforgettable. Whether you remember her for the dancing, the acting, or that one wild photo, Ann-Margret left her mark. Not just on Hollywood, but on anyone who has ever felt a little different, a little bold, a little alone. And maybe, just maybe, that is a good thing. Be yourself, even if they stare, even if they talk, especially then. Inspired by Ann-Margret. Thank you for watching. If this story made you think, smile, or feel something, press that like button and subscribe for more stories that matter. What do you think about the photo? Let us know in the comments. Let us talk. Until next time, stay bold. Stay you.